welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already subscribed, which I really appreciate if you are. I'm Millie, I am the face behind Red Mills Crochet, and today we are talking about 25 free patterns that I went through and found that are Easter themed, bunnies, chicks, baskets, that type of stuff. I did test 12 of them. My original intention was to make all of them, as it is with these videos, but I just seem to always not do so good with my time management leading into these videos, so I think testing about half of them was a pretty good outcome. So anyway, we're going to start out with the bunny category, and the very first one I want to show off to you is Sage the Bunny by the Crochet Carpenter. Erin just released this pattern for free. It is no sew. You just have to add a little nose on. I use 10mm eyes. I just want to preface also, everything in this video, I used Premier Basic Chenille and a 5mm hook, just so I was consistent with, going through everything. You could see, the size differences and stuff like that. Also, if you didn't know already, I am a Premier affiliate, and if you are going to shop Premier, you should shop it through my link down in the description. It's no extra cost to you, but I do get a little kickback, which is nice. So anyway, back to Sage. This pattern is really great. He's got it posted on Instagram. I believe it's on his website, and he's got a free video for you here on YouTube as a resource. So super beginner friendly. I would give this about a 2 out of 5, just because you are, I would say as a beginner doing the ears, I would not be as confident with, but he makes it easy enough to understand. So I give this one a huge thumbs up. Again, just love Erin, period. So any of his patterns I'm going to recommend, but all of his patterns are so well written, and his instructions, I don't know how to explain it, but his instructions are laid out in a way that you really cannot misunderstand or mess it up. So highly recommend for beginners again. Another very similar one that I found was the no-sew, I'm calling it a loaf, no-sew Easter Bunny loaf by Miri Love Crochet on Instagram. This one I also use 10mm eyes for. And if you want to see a size comparison to Sage, she's a little chunkier for sure. But this is a great free little pattern that I found on Instagram. I would give this one a 2.5, 2 out of 5. About the same as Sage, just because of the ears. Again, if I were a complete beginner, I'm not sure if I would completely grasp what's going on with the ears and crocheting, around them, where to put my hook and such. But they both do a really good job at explaining that. Also, her name's going to come up a lot in this video. She has a lot of free patterns on her Instagram that are very Easter themed. So I would go check her out and give her a follow if I were you. And we'll set her right next to Sage. Next on my list, I have, so this one's a hard pronunciation. I have to look at my notes for this one. Myosotis, the bunny. And this comes in a duo with Daffodil the duck. It is by Eli Yarn Art on Instagram. And I just thought this was so cute. My boyfriend actually, he was looking at the patterns that I made for this video, and he thought this was the cutest pattern. It's a little bunny and a flower pot, and the duck is even cuter. I kind of wanted to make the duck too, but I didn't want to be too repetitive through this video, just because I have a lot of same name creators, and a lot of them do have bunny duck duo type stuff. So I just did one or the other for each of the patterns. For this pattern, I used 18mm eyes. It took me about an hour and a half, I would say. And I would say there's only a little bit of sewing involved. Nothing hard. It's a lot of just working in the same round over and over again. I would say 2 out of 5 for difficulty, only because you are sewing on some things, which, if you know me, you know I love sewing. If you're looking for something that's not going to slow you down, you don't have to do the sewn bits. You can just do the bunny in the pot. So I loved this pattern, and I can't believe, most of these I'm going to say this, but I can't believe this was for free. It's amazing. So Eli Yarn Art on Instagram, and you can find this pretty close to the top of their feed. Let me see if I can put this so it doesn't, there we go. My next one, oh, I love this pattern. I'm definitely going to make more of these if I have an Easter market coming up. I may make a couple more to bring to the artisan store here locally, but it is the Bubble Bunny by the Knit Knots on Instagram. This was so easy to work up. It took me about 15-ish minutes. And believe it or not, the widest round is only 26 single crochet around. But you start with the 2 ears and you connect them and then you just work your way down. So it was really easy. I'd give this like a 1.5 out of 5. Like, really easy. The only reason why I give it anything more than a 1 is because you're connecting 2 things to start another round. And I would consider that a little bit more than a beginner skill. I used 16mm eyes for this, and yeah, that's all I have to like really say. This one is like a really cute, really easy make. I'm sure if you did this with some smaller yarn, it would turn out much smaller, but I like how big and chunky it is with the Premier Basic Chenille. Here it is next to the little loaf bunny, just for comparison of size, which this takes. The loaf bunny and sage both take about 10 to 12 minutes, and this is about 15, so pretty comparable in timing for those. So this next one, I hadn't even planned, like, not at all, to do anything like this until I was kind of looking on Pinterest, and I saw this, and I'm like, that's kind of unique. It is a Macaron bunny. Wee. She's a little cutie. This took a little bit longer than I anticipated just because the techniques of how to make this were different than what I thought it would be. So, you actually, like, the 2 halves of the macaron are separate pieces and you sew them together. I'm sure if you wanted to make this, like, low or no sew, you could just do it all as one piece and make the ears and crochet the ears in, but the ears are sewn on and the bow is sewn on. I used 16mm eyes. I feel like I had a hard time keeping track of how long everything was taking me. I think this was less than half an hour, so it really wasn't too bad. I would be confident in making like a couple of these and knowing that they would probably sell because they're cute and bright colored for Easter. But it was a very easy pattern to follow. Again, if you wanted to mod it to be low or no sew, that would be very easy to do so. But even the way that it's written is perfectly like easy to follow along with. Again, that is Bunny Macaron, and if I didn't say the name already, it is A Little Love Every Day. It's on their website. I'll link it below. I think the website might be a different name. It's like Painted something. But I thought this was a cute little make. So my next bunny pattern was a little nostalgic for me from not only my childhood, but when I very first started crocheting. One of my very first markets was right before Easter, and I made a bunch of Peeps. This one is the exact one that I used back in the day, 3 or 4 years ago. It is by Rose Lily Amigurumi. The video for it is on YouTube. Alternatively, if you wanted to stick with Instagram, just to have that written direction right in front of you, there is one by Die Hard Designs on Instagram, if that's more your vibe. This one I used 14mm eyes for, and I used the same size for the nose. I would say it's pretty beginner friendly. Again, I would give it like a 1.5 or a 2 for difficulty, just because you're using that joining technique up here. This one I would go a little bit 2 or a little bit higher, only because you're increasing right on that joining round, and it makes it a little bit harder to see the stitches if you are a beginner and trying to figure out where to put your hook. So yeah, not too hard on the difficulty, and like honestly, once I get in the flow with these, they take like 15-ish minutes to make. Not too hard. Again, that is a free resource here on YouTube. I will link the video below. It's very easy to follow along with. Now, my final bunny pattern that I made for this video, I almost included it in my top 5 bunny patterns video for this year. It is a no-sew Easter bunny by Sophie Teeny Crochet here on YouTube. I did follow the YouTube tutorial completely. For the ears, I watched it and I wrote down what she did for each round just so I wouldn't have to sit and watch that twice, and I could just whip through it. But other than that, I completely followed the YouTube tutorial. I thought it turned out So cute. The thumbnail and the photo on Instagram were like what got me, and I was like, I'll go check this out. I don't really know. But there are a couple different ones that look pretty similar here on YouTube. I'm not going to get into the drama or the politics of it all. This just happened to be the one that I made, that I found. I liked it. It worked out for me. Everything is crocheted in. If you're a beginner, I don't know, would I recommend this for a beginner? Maybe, because it is a video, so they are technically showing you what to do. But I would give this more like a 3 out of 5 for difficulty, only because when you go to like crochet in, I think the legs and the tail are the only one where she like specifically says like in the round, like where you're crocheting it in. The arms and the ears, it just says you're just crochet in the arms and the ears in this round. So I don't think they really wanted to like account for like adjusting like your tension and stuff like that. They just wanted to be like, you know, just find a good place, crochet those in, kind of thing, which I wish I could do. I used 25mm eyes for this. I did embroider on that little nose, and it took me about an hour, I want to say. I was watching that new dino documentary on Netflix, and I believe it took me about 1 episode. So it really didn't take too long as far as a like a full-on plushie goes, and I think it did. I did really good on this, and I like that you can like flop the ears over. I think this would be really great if you're like gifting like an actual, if you want to give more than just like a little Easter basket stuffer, you know what I mean? This would be a great make for that. So my next category, I did chicks and eggs combined, only because so many of the patterns, it was like, oh, you can do this chick with an egg or an egg shell that like the chick would go inside of, or it was like reversible or whatever. So I just did them together. So the first one is by A Pinch of Cotton. It's on Instagram. It is the plump chicken. I thought this was so cute. This was one of the first makes that I added to my Easter pattern list. I loved it. It makes me think of Stardew Valley a little bit. I think this took me about half an hour. Yeah, half an hour, just because of the small pieces that you have to sew on. I'd give this a 3 out of 5, just because with the tail, like the shaping technique of the tail, you should have the knowledge to like pay attention to where your hook is going. But yeah, I sewed on the tail pieces. This was sewed on. These were sewed on. You can crochet a little like, it's like 4 single crochet around beak to sew on, but I just prefer this look. And yeah, this, I think, did I already say this took me about half an hour? So, just a cute little make. I think this is adorable in the pink. And again, it's Pinch of Cotton on Instagram. I can't believe half these patterns are free, honest to God. Another chick pattern I found, and it's kind of funny, I just finished a pattern test for this creator by Kaya's Crochet. This is the Chunky Easter Chick. I would say to carve out another half hour for this little cutie. It slowed me down just a tad with the sewing of the wings and the feet on. Honestly, if you wanted to, again, you could mod this and make it no sew and just crochet the wings in, and you could pinch the feet and crochet the feet in if you wanted. But the sewing is easy enough, guys. Like, yeah, not everything has to be no sew, but if you wanted to, it could be. Excuse me, I just finished my coffee, so I'm burping a bit. I would give this a 1 out of 5, though, for the difficulty. The font was nice and big on Instagram. If you are a frequenter of Instagram free patterns, such as myself, you know that you spend a lot of time squinting and, like, zooming in. This one, she made it easy for you. It's big, it's easy to read. I loved that. And I used, oh god, these are 16mm eyes? Yes, 16mm eyes for this chunky little cutie. I really love this next pattern. I think this is cute for if you have like a little kid. This will be a great like Easter basket item. It is Boba, the Easter baby chick by Hook Crochet Co., which she actually has a little baby bunny pattern as well. It's not free, but it is cute. I tested it this past Christmas. This little guy comes right out of his shell. And it's so cute. And, I mean, just the chick itself is cute on its own. If you wanted another really cute chick pattern, Crochet by Kelsey has a really, really good one. So I guess you could say I technically have 27-ish patterns in this video. But Crochet by Kelsey has another really cute, easy, like 10-minute crochet chick pattern. This whole thing took me about, I would say about 15 minutes, just with making the chick and then the 2 halves of the shell. I would give this a 1 out of 5, honestly. I used, oh god, these are 10mm eyes. And it was really, really easy. The wings themselves, so once you get to the wing in the round, you're just chaining 2 and then single crocheting down the chain and then back into the round. And then the feet are just bobbles. So it worked up really, really quickly. Again, super cute in its shell. Would be adorable for like a little kid to play with because they like those kinds of things, like stackable type things. Her right there. Peeking out of her little shell. This next one was fun. It's not my best make to date for sure. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look as good as the photos did. It is the Easter Egg Bunny by All From Jade. I do love all of her patterns. I honestly, by the time I made this one, I was just kind of like rushing for time trying to get through these. And so obviously I didn't give it like the best attention to detail. It took me a little bit longer with the color changes. I would say it was done in less than 20 minutes. I will give this like a 2.5 or 3 out of 5. Just because with beginners, if they're doing like the arms and stuff, it's awesome that they're crocheted in, but like taking your time just to make sure you're like doing your double crochets and your like slip stitches into the right stitches down this chain before you go back into the round. It is kind of cool that she had this available on her Instagram in English, French, and Russian. I'll bring this a little bit closer. I believe these are 14mm eyes that I used. I think this would be a great little Easter dusk buddy. I'm just getting over a cold, so I guess my N's and D's, they're just mixing up real bad. Buddy and bunny. But this would be a great desk bunny. Buddy, wow, I need to go take a nap. Buddy. For like your desk at work, like if you're in an office, a teacher, whatever, I think this would be an adorable make just to keep on your desk for the Easter season. And we'll set him right there. Everybody's blocking each other on the couch here. All right, and my final one, I love this one. This is another one of those ones where you can do a chick, which I wanted to do the chick, but then I realized I needed another bunny pattern, so I went with the bunny. But because it's an egg, it's in this category. So this is a part of the Eggy Friends duo on Knotted Angel's Instagram. I thought this was so cute. I really love the chick. I might make a couple more of these for the artisan shop that I'm going to be bringing my Easter items to. I think that these will sell well. I think this took me, with crocheting the ears in, it took me about 20 minutes. I used 12mm eyes, and I don't know if I said this already, I would give this a 1.5 out of 5 for difficulty, because it really wasn't hard to figure out. She does really good at explaining everything in the pattern on her Instagram, and we will set him to the side. I love seeing, like, everything in the same yarn, because you just know, like, how big everything is. I don't know how to explain it. All right, so now we're going to move into more of our Easter inspo. These are just a bunch of other free patterns that I found on Instagram that I really wanted to make but ran out of time. The first one is Frito the Mini Duckling by Crochet by Beck. That is on Instagram. This is another really cute, like, snuggler item if you wanted to give Easter items or keep an Easter duck or something in somebody's, like, newborn Eastern basket. I believe probably toddler age would work as well. This would be really, really cute if you're like a classroom teacher and you're trying to just have like stuffies around your classroom for like younger kids. I don't know if like teachers keep that kind of stuff in their classroom for like nap time or whatever. I know I would be comforted by that. So I don't know, that's just my thought process. So now we're moving more into like containers, I guess you could say. This first one is an Easter carrot basket. It's written simply by Erin. They actually have quite a few really cute Easter patterns on their website for free. I liked this one. It was more of like a home goods item, like put it on your coffee table. I think that this would be a great make for like somebody's like grandma. I know when I think of like my grandma or like my nan, they always had like cute little like table, like dining room table, like baskets for like trinkets and stuff on their table. So I think that would be a really good make for that. You could even put it like in your entryway for your keys. I think that would be really nice as well. Another basket I found, hang on, I'm looking at her, like the list I had from her website. So it was a little bunny basket. I thought this one was adorable. It's just a basket with the bunny ears and a tail, and it's got a little handle. I think this would be so cute for like Easter egg hunting in the backyard. It's a nice little thing, so like little kids can hold it very easily. Another bunny container that I found was a bunny pocket by Repeat Crafter Me. This one was on their website. I think this would be really cute if you're just like, it's like first thing in the morning, and if you don't want to do full on baskets, just like a little pocket to hold some candy and stuff in. It's kind of like a stocking almost. I would definitely think that this is like a good one for maybe older kids that don't want like big amounts of candy, or maybe just want like a gift card for Easter. Because I know a lot of people will do that as well for their older kids. My favorite basket that I found was the checkered basket. It's by the Turtle Trunk. She's here on YouTube, but the pattern is for free on her website. She actually had like a lot of really cute checkered things. If you know me, I love checkers. So anyway, this would be a really cute Easter basket. Home goods decoration. It wouldn't necessarily just have to be used for Easter either. Like you could keep it out for the entire spring. And I think the last on our list for containers is the carrot holder by Oak and Marlowe. I think that this is a really, really adorable pattern. It's available for free on their website, but if you do want to support them, it is for purchase in their Etsy shop. This one's cute. You can put candy in it. You could put like another cute little like Easter bunny in it if you want as a little surprise. I think this would be another one of those cute like stackable like take apart toys for smaller kids. So one that I was really sad that I didn't have time to get to was this pattern called the Love Bunnies. It really gave a like Alice in Wonderland vibe to me. It's written by Macaron on Instagram. It is available for free there on Instagram. I thought this was adorable. I actually feel like I saw this on somebody else's Easter list as well, so I'm sorry if I'm like copying somebody by putting this pattern out in my list, but it's really cute. And then after that one, there was, so Eli Yarn Art, actually quite a few cute ones. So there was like this little, it kind of gave me like Studio Ghibli, however you want to pronounce it, vibes. It's a little bunny with a little, it's sitting on a little platform, and the platform has like a little lily of the valley flower hanging over the bunny. I love it. I really want to make this for myself, honestly, just to have on my desk. I'm definitely going to be making this next one. It is a chubby pig with a bunny bonnet. This one's written by Lao Crochet Studio on Instagram. This one really cracked me up. I can't remember specifically if the pattern is right there with the post on Instagram or if it's here on YouTube. I will link the correct link with the pattern though. I love how silly this is. I think I am going to make this one for the Old Soul Artisan Studio. It just fits the vibe of their crowd. They like very like silly type stuff there. So I'm really happy that I found this pattern. Now, you can't make all these little critters without them having a little snack. So I went and found 2 mini carrot patterns. They look really easy to follow along with. One of them looks like it's made with like a chunkier yarn, like Premier Basic Chenille, and it still looks like it's only about this big. So the first one is Miri Loves Crochet. It's right there on her Instagram. And then the other one is by Lady Fawn Co. And Fawn is spelled Fawn. Those are both available for free right on Instagram. I will link them below. But I think it'd be really cute to make one of those and like sew it into the hand of like your bunny or something. That would just add a little bit more depth to your projects. This one I actually had in my initial list of things that like were going, like I was going to have time to make, but then I wound up scratching it and adding something else. But it is a reversible chick slash Easter egg. So it looks like you make it all on one, or maybe two pieces. It could be like kind of like sewing, where you like to make the two pieces and you sew them together and flip it. But it's just like a flipping inside it out, kind of like what are those things that people like have on their desks and stuff, where it's like I'm happy today and I'm sad, and you can like flip it inside and out. It's exactly like that. That one is available here on YouTube, but I would go give them a follow on Instagram anyway, because that's a pretty creative pattern, and I would really like to see what this designer gets up to in the future. And last but not least, I cannot go without mentioning the Itty Bitty Bunny pattern by Crochet Me Zaddy. I love all of the itty bitty patterns, but this one's just perfect, especially if you're market prepping. They whip up in like 10 minutes or so for me personally, and I can just throw them into like my $5 or $10. Well, for those ones, I would say it's a $5 item for me specifically, but I mean, depending on where you live, cost of living and blah blah blah, all that other stuff. But it's just something easy to throw into like your like quick grab basket that's up in your register. So when people are shopping, they go to buy stuff and it's just right there, and they're like, oh, I might as well get this too and put it in my kid's Easter basket. It's so cute. So yeah, that is a really, really great make for just whipping stuff out. All right, so that's everything I have for you today. That was like technically like 27-ish patterns, because I did kind of like double up on one or two of them. But if you like this video, make sure you like it. If you like my channel, make sure you subscribe to it and hit that bell button so you get notified when I post. If you haven't already, make sure you go check out my 5 favorite bunny patterns for 2026. I really love all of them. I actually like included one of my own patterns in this video for once. And I'll actually have that linked in this video as well, so you can just go right to it and check it out. But anyways, guys, I hope you have an awesome Easter. Happy market prepping. Stay happy, stay safe, and keep crocheting. Bye!